Morning, I'm Abby, and today we'll be educating you about the pathophysiology and pharmacology of cystic fibrosis. Gene mutations in the CFTR cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator gene causes a genetic illness known as cystic fibrosis, known as CF. The protein that this gene codes for serves as a channel for bicarbonate and chloride ions, which is essential for controlling the movement of water and salt across epithelial surfaces. Approximately 70% of cases are caused by the most prevalent mutation, delta F508. Out of the more than 2,000 known CF gene variants, this specific mutation causes the CFTR protein to fold incorrectly, which causes it to break down before it reaches the cell surface. The CFTR mutations are classified into 6 classes according to the kind of deficiency they produce, from lowest stability of the protein at the cell surface, which is class 6, to complete absence of CFTR protein synthesis, class 1. The CFTR protein controls the flow of bicarbonate and chloride ions between the epithelial cells and the intestines, pancreas, respiratory system, sweat glands, and reproductive organs in healthy persons. Defective or missing CFTR proteins cause an increase in sodium reabsorption through the epithelial sodium channel and a decrease in chloride secretion in cystic fibrosis. The drying of the airway surface liquid layer caused by this ion imbalance results in thick, sticky mucus that is challenging to remove from the airways. The accumulation of mucus has a major negative impact on the mucociliary clearance, which reduces the risk of inflammation and persistent lung infections. Cystic fibrosis mostly affects the respiratory system, the cilia in the airways, which are in charge of removing debris and pathogens, are hampered in this usual function by the thickened mucus. Because of this malfunction, opportunistic microorganisms can persist and colonize in the lungs, including, sorry about my pronunciation, Haemophilus influenza, Burkholderia capacea, Pneumonius aeruginosus, and Staphylococcus aureus. As a result of the immune system's reaction to this persistent infections, neutrophils accumulate and emit inflammatory cytokines, oxidants, and enzymes such neutrophils elastase, which cause persistent inflammation. The main cause of morbidity and death in CF patients is the progressive lung damage, airway remodeling, bronchitis, and slow reduction in lung function that results of these inflammation processes. The gastrointestinal tract is also greatly impacted by cystic fibrosis. The pancreatic ducts are blocked by the same viscerous mucus that clogs the airways, which stops digestion enzymes from being released into the small intestines. As a result, this is a malabsorption of proteins, fats, and fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, which causes symptoms including greasy stools, malnutrition, stunted growth, and inability to thrive. Chronic blockages of the pancreatic ducts damage the pancreas over time, resulting in exocrine pancreatic insufficiency and, in certain situations, diabetes linked to cystic fibrosis. This can result in distal intestinal obstruction syndrome, DIOS, in other adults and children, as well as meconium illus in neonates, and a condition where the thickened mucinum causes intestinal obstruction. So what are the medications that are used for cystic fibrosis? So the combination known as, mind my pronunciation, elexacaftor, tesacaftor, ivacaftor, or known as trikafta, is used to treat cystic fibrosis. The class of the medication this belongs to is a transmembrane conductance regulatory correctors. The CFTR gene is mutated in CF, which results in CFTR proteins that are faulty or inadequate. This causes thick, sticky mucus to accumulate in a variety of organs. So the components of the trikafta is, so there's three components. So elexacaftor, which is a CFTR corrector that facilitates better CFTR protein trafficking and processes to the cell surface. Then we have tezacaftor. In this additional CFTR corrector aids in the correct folding and delivery of the CFTR protein to the cell surface. And then we have efacaftor in CFTR potentionator that prolongs the ion channel's open state, hence enhancing the function of the CFTR protein once it reaches the cell surface. This facilitates more efficient passage of chloride ions through the channel, aiding in the thinning of the mucus. So the mechanism of action is by focusing on the faulty CFTR protein. The combination of these three treats the underlying cause of CF. So what are the clinical advantages? So they enhance lung function. According to the clinical trials, this medication considerably enhances lung function in cystic fibrosis patients, as determined by the forced expiratory volume in 1 second. And there's also a decreased frequency of pulmonary exacerbations, which improves general health and quality of life by reducing the incidence of lung infections and exacerbations. So the dosage for this medication, to improve absorption, the drug is taken orally with fat-containing food. So by addressing the root cause of the illness and benefiting a large subset of CF patients, this combination of medication marks a substantial process in the management of the condition. Thank you very much for listening.